Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As a lot of you know, we had a Nintendo Direct today. So, what you guys want to talk about? Got a lot of good stuff in it too. Got a whole lot of good stuff in it. Man, I'm really not sure where to start with this. This is my first discussion video, um, and couldn't think of a better topic than today's Nintendo Direct. Um, man, man, we got some good stuff coming. We got Dragon Quest 1 and 2, I know I'm excited about that. Some other people may not be. I played those back in the day. I'm excited to see that we're getting remakes of that. New Metroid Prime finally getting uh, a good announcement trailer. Looks really good. Really intrigued to see what's going on with the Samus that we saw at the end. If that's going to be like a new form, if that's going to be like a clone Samus or something that we're going to be taking on, that's going to be really fun to find out. Excited even about, the Patapon 1 and 2 HD remakes that are coming to Nintendo Switch. That's gonna be really fun. I remember playing those back on the day on PSP, and, my wife and I recently played the Astro Bot when it came out a couple of months ago, and they referenced that, and my wife had never played Patapon, so she saw that and got really excited. And, I told her when, she called me from work a little bit ago that they're remaking Battleborn, and she's super excited about that. So that's probably another one that we'll be picking up. Um, but, let's go on to some of the bigger things they talked about. First off, with the new virtual game cartridges idea that they are doing. Um, I think it's pretty neat. It's a new way of sharing games. Personally, I don't know until I experience myself how much of an improvement it's really going to be on the way we have to share games right now. I know some people don't like how Nintendo Switch does their game sharing currently, where you have to be logged into another Switch on your Nintendo account. And if you're sharing with a friend, you kinda have to trust that friend won't try to use your information. So, I get where, that's a little iffy, but I don't know, it kinda seems like it's doing the same thing with a lot more steps. So, I'm gonna try it out because my wife and I share games between our 2 Switches, and then we got a few friends on our family plan that, want to share games with us. So it'd be interesting to try, especially because there's a lot of games that we have on the Switch, and we were concerned if we were gonna be able to play them on the Switch too, because we don't have them in the little cartridge. We have most of them on, you know, on the Switch itself. So, you know, on this little piece of hardware. So, and a lot of times when a new console comes out, they've gotten better about it in, new generation, but in the past, they've made it where, you just can't have an easy transfer like that. And with Nintendo Switch 2, it looks like we're going to have that, and that's pretty cool. But as far as sharing games, though, I don't know how good that's gonna be, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see when the update comes out. Do plan on trying it and maybe putting out another discussion video at that point on my opinion of it. Another thing they talked about was a new app that's essentially like Nintendo Direct in your hand on your smartphone. Um, That'll be interesting. It's supposed to come out sometime today. Let's take a look and see if it's actually out on the App Store right now. Let's see. At the time of recording, the Nintendo Direct was roughly an hour, maybe an hour and a half ago from this point. I did catch it late. Uh, does not look like it is up just yet. For those of y'all curious, it does not look. We have the Nintendo Switch app, which looks like mine needs to be updated. I don't really use the mobile app that much. And then don't really see it. So, maybe I'll keep trying. Maybe later on today to come out. But the new app is essentially like Nintendo Direct in your hand, I guess. I don't know what that means for the future of Nintendo Direct videos. Hopefully, we still get the big announcement videos. But it sounds like they're trying to do more of a like day by day kind of announcement, sort of like their own like social media platform a little bit without, you know, a whole lot of drama and stuff and everybody being able to post on it. Um, and then the big thing that I wanted to discuss is we got a new we got yet another new this 2 in about a little over a month since Pokemon Day, um, Pokemon ZA trailer. And I'm intrigued to see what's gonna happen in Pokemon ZA. I'm not turned away from buying it just yet, so, don't fill the comments up with, "Oh, he's telling us not to buy it, don't buy it." I'm not saying that. I do think it's going to have a bit of a niche audience compared to, Legends Arceus. It's definitely striking me as aiming more towards hardcore fans now than casual fans, and I could be looking into stuff a little bit weird. I could be misreading things. Um, I will say it looks really good. Graphics look really good on it, in my opinion. Um, still sticking with the uh, starter choices of Totodile, Chikorita, and Tepig. Um, I think we're too late in the game's development time at this point, guys, to switch it up. I know a lot of people are turned off by it because of the starters. I think we're just kind of stuck with those, and we've got to accept. Personally, I'm excited to have Totodile as my starter again. It reminds me of when I was a child playing Gold and Silver, so I'm happy about that. Um, uh, I'm also a little interested in seeing the whole night and day cycle of it. I'm wondering if it's going to be an in-game clock or a system clock. If it's the system clock, oh, that's going to be a little rough. That will turn a lot of people off. I know me personally, I never really liked the whole system clock. I prefer the in-game clock. Makes it where you don't have to just, oh, I've gotten to this point and this is all I can do, so I need to set the console down or I need to turn it off or put it in rest mode and wait wait 8, 10, 12 hours for it to get into nighttime, and then I can do all the nighttime features. Um, hopefully, it's an in-game clock. I don't think it was specified. If I missed that, and this is me misspeaking again, and I apologize again. Uh, other thing is, it looks like if if I'm looking into it wrong, again, I'm sorry, but the way it kinda came across to me was during the day, we are going to be able to catch the Pokemon, and then at night, we are going to be doing random trainer battles, and yes, you heard that, random. I don't know if y'all caught what they said during, the new trailer, but it seems like we are going away from, the optional trainer battle feature that we got in Scarlet and Violet. It's a real shame, we hardly knew ye. Um, but I guess Pokemon Company and Game Freak could just give us something, take it away, kinda is what it is. A little disappointing though that we are already doing away with optional trainer battles. We may see it again when we get like Gen 10 or a remake. Again, this is just an in-between game to hold us over so that everybody's, not just not playing any of the Pokemon games, starting to get bored with Pokemon. Um, but I'll say it's an interesting feature having daytime be wild areas where you can go in and catch the Pokemon, and then nighttime being where you can, go and battle trainers, and they have a rank system. I wanna know more about that because it almost seems like an in-game, rank ladder a little bit. If you've, ever played, any of the Pokemon games, on the online side of things and gone into ranked battles, you know what I'm talking about. It just seems like a little bit of a built-in ranked ladder where you're just going against in-game trainers. Very intrigued to see what more detail they could give us, if any, or if we'll just have to wait and see when we get to play the game. Um, what all entails with being able to get a wish, is it something where, like, you can type in a wish like, I want X Pokemon with 6 IVs or something, fully maxed stats, all that good stuff? Or is it, like, set things, or it's like the wish ends up being that you get some kinda, like, new legendary or something, and I've seen the buds. I know people are like, "Oh, we're getting a new legendary. We saw the little streams at the end, and it was all pink. We're getting some kinda new pink legendary." Uh, Personally, my personal opinion, I don't know that that was an actual, like, tease of a new legendary. It very well could have been. To me, that just looked like the animation we get when you Mega Evolve, guys. So, if it turns out to be a legendary, then, I'm a man of my word. You'll hear me come back on here and be like, "Well, guys, I was wrong." But it does seem to me that that's just the animation for Mega Evolving. Other than that, game does look really good. Looks like it's gonna be a fun time. It is confirmed that we are just in Lumio City. I know a lot of people were a little distraught by that during Pokemon Day, that it looked like that's all we were gonna be at with wild areas and stuff. Does look like it. That is confirmed to where we're at. Does mean that it might be a little smaller than Legends Arceus as far as map size, but that's okay, that's fine. Again, this is an in-between game just to give us something to hold us over until, the new till something new Pokemon comes out, something new, whether it's another remake, Gen 10, whatever the plan is. This is just something to hold us over. I'm still excited about it. Little distraught from, the fact that we didn't get to see any new megas. I will say that was kind of, a downside, but, I'll say all in all, pretty good, Nintendo Direct. If I were to rate it on an up and down schedule or, like, star, I'd give it 3.5, 4, uh, leaning closer to the 3.5, only because I woulda liked to see new megas or some more megas make appearances in the new trailer, 'cause, they're hyping up that we're getting megas back, but they're teasing us with megas right now, so I woulda liked to have seen a little more, in those regards. Um, Also, like, the virtual game console, or not game console, game cartridge, that has me a little iffy on how good that's actually going to be, 'cause, talking again about that a little bit, I don't know if anybody kinda caught it, but it looks like we're kinda limited on how many games we can share at once. It's not a thing where if like it is now, where you can sign into another Nintendo Switch and access your whole game library. It looks like it's about 10, maybe 12 games, maybe less, maybe less. It might have been like 9 and I miscounted 1 or 2. But it looks like a very limited amount of games that you can share across, local switches, and if you have the Nintendo Family Plan, you can share across those, but it does look like we're limited on the amount of games we can share at one time. But again, I'll make a whole 'nother video discussing, how that works and if I ended up liking it or not when, that update comes out, whenever that's gonna be. Um, Another thing that kinda hit me as a little iffy is, some of the terminology thrown around in today's Nintendo Direct, and I discussed it with a buddy of mine before making this video, and he even said, "Well, maybe you're reading too much into that," and maybe I am. Which we'll know more about the Nintendo Switch 2 when, April 2nd gets here and we get that Nintendo Direct, and I'll be back with a little discussion video and talking about that, 'cause let me tell you, I'm a little hyped about a new Nintendo console, so it'd be really nice to, get back on here. Hopefully, they give us a release date for it, but I'm a little nervous, guys. Nintendo switched their terminology up on us, and they went from saying Nintendo Switch family of systems to just Nintendo Switch for a lot of their games. And if you guys just heard my dog in the background, I do apologize. I do not know what he's going after. Uh, but anyhow, a lot of good things coming, a lot of good things coming. So thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.